GloryHunter here, and we're going to have a look at a special video today. It's close to Halloween, it's getting that Halloween feel, and we're going to be taking a look at some of my survival horror kind of gruesome games in my collection, and let's take a look. So I might not be very scary, but some of these games are. Now we've got quite a lot to get through, so we're going to start with the older system and work our way through to the more recent. Taking a look at a few different genres of game as well as we go along. Now, I'm not showing all of my games because, like I say, these are some of the best series of games that for me that I love. I love horror and survival horror games. I've got loads, so just showing you some of my choicier titles or the better ones and more relevant to Halloween. So I'm going to kick off on the PS1 and Chaos Break. A game not a lot of people even know about or talk about, but actually quite a good game. It's kind of a Resident Evil feel to it. The graphics and everything aren't as good as Resident Evil, but quite a good game nonetheless. So the game on the PS1, a light gun game, Crypt Killer. I remember first playing this in the arcades, and it was just in the arcades. It was great at the time. And as soon as I seen it was on PS1, picked this straight up, got myself a few light guns, me and my mate blasting away. Awesome stuff. Those various monsters and stuff you can shoot, from skeletons and gargoyles, zombies, all that kind of stuff. So an awesome game on the PS1, Kodalka. This is an RPG. It's very gothic-y. It's kind of the prelude to the Shadow Heart series of games that came out on the PS2. And this is just freaky for so many reasons. I think your weapons break in this game. So you could be mid-combat and you hit someone with your sword or whatever, and then your sword breaks, and then you're like, shit, what am I going to use now? And you just switch up weapons, find something else to take down whatever creature or monstrosity is attacking you. And yeah, it was just a great game. It's 4 discs as well, 4-disc game for the PS1. Thoroughly enjoyed this game. Then we've got Medieval. A little bit more cartoony. You play a guy who's obviously like a skeleton. He's got a skeleton head, but his jaw's missing. And you go around doing adventures and kind of third-person 3D action adventure game. And there's also a sequel to this, which I'm yet to pick up. Then we have Nightmare Creatures. And again, it's a great game. 3D action adventure game. And you're just battering monsters and obviously nightmarish creatures. There's, I believe, 2 characters, and yeah, you just go around hacking the crap out of all these monsters and stuff. Love this game back in the day. Parasite Eve 2, because here in the UK we never got the first game for some reason, and then they released the second game, and it's an awesome game. I did actually play the first one on a chip console, someone lent me, and yeah, it was good. I don't know why we never got it, but again, it's kind of a Resident Evil-ish feel to it. You walk around exploring places, killing various creatures and what have you. It's a 2-disc game again. Very recommend this game, very good. Along we have Resident Evil, the one that kind of started it all, the first survival horror game. Nothing, just the bit where the dogs burst through the window, you got the big massive spiders on the ceiling. Awesome story, the tyrant, all the zombies, great game. And then obviously in the same series we have Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and slightly different, Resident Evil Survivor light gun game. And I actually quite enjoyed this. Like, they're gonna have you actually walk around yourself. It's not on rails. You walk around and shoot zombies and try and escape. And one of the probably best series of games for survival horror and horror games, Silent Hill. Just what a game, amazing. You find yourself in Silent Hill, you have a car crash, you have a daughter, and your daughter goes missing. You think you see her in the fog, you go chasing after her, and then shit just gets real. The place, there's a foghorn siren, the whole environment starts to change, become nightmarish. All these creatures come out, and yeah, just wow. If you haven't played of it, you must have heard of it. Check this game out, and the whole series, great games. Moving on to the PS2. So we have Alone in the Dark, A New Nightmare, or The New Nightmare, honestly don't remember too much about this game. I don't think I finished it. It was quite hard back in the day. I must give this another go, and I can't really say much more about it. New one I've just picked up, I only played it a little bit. Demon Summoner, a first person action adventure game. You shoot zombies and vampires and stuff, so it's relevant. Bid and Siren, great game, although I can't remember much about it. And there's a second one that I've seen and I'm trying to get a hold of. But yeah, you're, I believe, in a village, and very similar to kind of a Silent Hilly feel to it. Yeah, sorry I can't say much more than that. Check it out. And for a bit more comedy, we have the Maximo games 1 and 2, Army and Zin. And yeah, a bit of comedy, a bit more child friendly, going around graveyards, hacking up skeletons, collecting loot. Very similar to the old Ghosts and Goblins kind of kin game. Then we have Project Zero, a survival horror game with kind of a twist. You use a old-fashioned camera to take pictures of zombies, ghosts and poltergeists and what have you, to then defeat them that way rather than using your weapons and what have you. And it's great because you can't see the ghosts until you look through your camera, so you're constantly moving around. You might hear something, just get your camera up and there's a ghost in your face. Quite freaky. Great series of games, check these out. Again, we got more Resident Evil, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Code Veronica X with all the extra cutscenes and what have you on it, and Resident Evil Outbreak, a bit of a multiplayer Resident Evil. Never played it multiplayer, and it was quite hard on your own trying to escape Raccoon City, and once you got infected, the countdown turns until you turn into a zombie, game over. So how long and far can you last? And the game I was on about, Shadow Hearts, another kind of gothic-y RPG. Uses the Judgment Ring to kill things in battle. So you get like a disc, and the needle goes round, and then you stop the needle on a certain point, you cause obviously more damage or special abilities and stuff. Obviously, we talked about Silent Hill. We have Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3. For me, 2 was amazing, one of the best Silent Hill games. You explore the whole of Silent Hill. You're meeting lots of characters. You've got the weird kind of mannequin dolls. Obviously, Pyramid Head is more involved in the game, and so many different endings, like 5 or more different endings. Some of them funny, like the dog ending, and yeah, great horror, gore, awesome. And then Silent Hill 3, finishing up on the PS2, another first light gun shooter, Vampire Knight. It's got vampires in, shooting. Ghouls, goblins, gargoyles, all that kind of stuff's in there. Check that out. PSP, we've only got a couple of titles and series of games which we've already talked about. Silent Hill Origins and Medieval Resurrection. More of the same, but on the PSP. Then moving on to the Dreamcast, we've got Carrier, kind of a survival horror, Resident Evil type game. Light gun game, House of the Dead 2, one of the best light gun games ever made. Blowing holes in zombies and stuff. So much fun. We have the Nightmare Creatures 2 on the Dreamcast, and the original Resident Evil Code Veronica on the Dreamcast. Shadow Man, this is a bit more, not really played this that much, I can't remember much about it, but looking at the back, you've got people with missing heads and what have you. Third person action adventure, if you like, crossing over 2 different worlds. A bit more of a multiplayer type game, arcadey game, Zombie Revenge. Just loads of monsters, zombies, big massive bosses. You can even play a little mini game on the VMU that was on there, like I think it was zombie fishing or something. It's great. Good fun. Moving on to the Wii, we have Cursed Mountain, kind of a survival horror game. You're in search of your brother. You go to like a monastery in the mountains, and it's just empty. There's like no one around, and then obviously monsters and stuff start to turn up, and that's as far as I've got. I've not played it that much, but it seems a really good game. Obviously, great games on the Wii: House of the Dead 2, 2 and 3, and House of the Dead Overkill. This one's quite funny as well. So, some first light gun shooting kind of games for you, blast some zombies up. And obviously, Resident Evil. We have Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles. And Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles. Not played much of either of these games. I think again they're kind of first person shooter or maybe light gunny type games, so I might even get into these over Halloween as well. And on to the OG Xbox, Cold Fear, well underestimated game. It's just awesome. Like a Resident Evil, if you like, kind of game again. You're on a boat in the middle of the ocean and you've got all these zombies and things coming at you. Great game. House of the Dead 3, another light gun shooter. Again, great when you've got the big massive fat zombies blowing holes in their stomachs and things. Awesome. Project 02, Crimson Butterfly. So this is again the one with the camera, sequel to that. I believe there's a number 3 as well, still yet to pick up. And finishing the series, we've got Silent Hill 4, The Room. One of the, I think, weaker titles in the series, but still worth a go. Another couple of games which I've recently picked up. I only played a little bit, but Suffering and Suffering at Tom's the Bind. I've not played this one much at all. The first one, you start in like a prison, and then nightmarish monsters and stuff attack, and you're trying to get your way out. That's as much as I've played, but looking at the back, there's plenty of messed up creatures and stuff in these games, so might get into these over Halloween. Moving on to the 360. Castlevania 2. You play as Dracula. What more could you want Halloween? Vampire, slashing up monsters, using various abilities, leveling up, just exploring Dracula's castle and all that kind of stuff. First person kind of RPG adventure game, multiplayer, Dead Rising and Dead Rising 2 Riptide. I actually quite enjoyed these games. Me and my friend went through, had a lot of fun, just hacking zombies' heads off, and they were very special, infected and stuff. It's great. And again, more of a comedy title, but a bit of horror. Dead Rising 2, and Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. Great series of games, loads of customizable weapons that are just fun, enjoyable. Just different way to decapitate and destroy zombies, thousands of zombies on screen. Awesome series. Then a truly horrific series, Dead Space. Wow, what a game. Just the necromorphs that are mutated in all different kind of mangly ways, and you can shoot off their limbs and stuff. Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3. The third one was, I think, a little less horror-y. It wasn't as scary, but the first two definitely worth picking up, and obviously you got multiplayer in the latter titles as well. And kind of a cult hit, Deadly Premonition. It's just kind of a fun niche game. You go to a village, and your guy, I don't even know if your guy's mental or what, he constantly talks to somebody or himself. I've not finished it yet. You've got to find out who the Raincoat Killer is. You got all these kind of zombie monsters that are all like bent over backwards and distorted and things. But then there's loads of kind of things he says to himself about movies and all that kind of stuff, and it's just a fun, enjoyable game, really. Another first-person shooter game, Doom 3. This version actually comes with the original Doom and Doom 2 as well, so the trilogy. Just first-person shooter, going down corridors, monsters, blasting the crap out of them. What more could you want? Again, multiplayer games, great 4-player multiplayer games. Left 4 Dead 2. Yeah, just hacking hordes and hordes of zombies. You've got the special infected, like your witch, which you have to try and avoid or she will tear you to bits. The tank who just crush everybody. Your spitters and all that kind of stuff. Great to be scared with friends. And again, a bit of horror comedy again from Suda51 or Lollipop Chainsaw. You're kind of a monster hunter, a cheerleader girl with a chainsaw and your boyfriend's severed head attached to your hip, as you do. And just, yeah, great. A bit of comedy while you're hacking up monsters and zombies. Going back to the Resi series, we have Resi 5, Resi 6, Resi Operation Raccoon City, a bit more multiplayer, and Resident Evil Revelations. Love the kind of multiplayer game on this, where you and a friend fight together to go through the ship and just take down hordes and waves, getting to the end of each level. That was a lot of fun. I preferred Resident Evil 6 over 5. 5 was less scary. 6 had 3 different kind of campaigns, like a real survival horror campaign, an action campaign, and then kind of a mix of both, so that was good. Want to play a game? Saw 2. I did have Saw 1, or I've played Saw 1, I need to re-pick it up, but just like from the movie, doing various gruesome puzzles, trying to survive the Saw maze, great Halloween title. And again from Suda51, a bit more comedy horror, Shadows of the Damned. This is a fantastic game. Maybe a bit of a hidden gem. Just the comedy in it is fantastic. You think you're trying to rescue your girlfriend who's been captured by some demon, and yeah, just the demon and monsters that you have to take down with your gun who talks to you. It's great. And finishing off the Silent Hill, we have Silent Hill Homecoming and Downpour. They're okay titles, a bit more different to the other Silent Hills, although the same. They're kind of hard to explain, but check them out for yourself. Then we have Splatterhouse, a game that came out, can't even remember what system it started on, maybe the old Amiga or something, revamped on a 360, blood and gore everywhere, tearing monsters and things to bits. You're in kind of a haunted mansion. I think you're trying to rescue your girlfriend, as you do, and you could turn into this kind of a big beast monster. You got your chainsaws and stuff. Great game. They need to make another one. And last one on the 360, we have a Kinect title, Rise of Nightmares. I actually really enjoyed this. It's one of the better Kinect games. I thought it worked really well. It responded well. Obviously, first person. You pick up various weapons to hack down against zombies and what have you. Some of it can be quite scary. You get a few jumps from it. Again, really enjoyed it. And finally, hitting the Xbox One, Alien Isolation. Not played that much of it yet, but just being stalked by the alien, it's terrifying. You don't know when it's going to turn up. I remember the first time it turned up for me, I was just looking around, it came running at me, ripped me to bits. Great. And a game I think is a bit underrated, The Evil Within. I went to a special event to play this before it was out and proper got into it. Played and obviously bought the game straight away. I've got the limited edition version, and yeah, it's great. You kind of go into the mind of a madman, if you like, I think it says on the back, and going through a haunted mansion and its outskirts, like in the forest and things. There's some great kind of monstrous zombie-ish creatures around, and you've got very limited ammo and supplies to try and get through. Really good survival horror game. A bit of a spooky title here, Murdered Soul Suspect. You actually start the game and you get killed, and then you try and solve your own murder. You're a ghost, then you go through various levels and places exploring this big village or area with a lot of huge churches and surrounding areas, trying to solve your murder as well as other murders as well. And finishing up for this video, a last couple, obviously more Resident Evil. We've got the original Resident Evil and Resident Evil 0, which I never got to play back on the GameCube and stuff, so it's nice replaying these remastered. Pick this up if you haven't played the originals. Remastered graphics in areas are just awesome, and playing the first Resident Evil again with these graphics is just great. And then Resident Evil Revolutions 2. Two separate stories going on at the same time, quite enjoyable if you like your Resident Evil and that kind of stuff, so check them out. So there's a few of my horror, survival horror, gruesome titles for this holiday Halloween season. Hit me in the comments for anything I've missed, horror games that you like to play this time of year. What are your favourites on what system? Which ones are your favourites of the ones I've showed you today? Let me know, and I'm going to be hitting some of these up over the weekend and getting into that kind of Halloween spirit. So thanks guys for watching. Hit me down with a like and comments down there, and subscribe for future videos. I'm going to be doing a few more different kind of bits for you rather than just constant game hauls. So if you've enjoyed this, let me know, and we'll see you next time. Cheers guys.